Almost every piece of our clean energy future has the exact same catch. Whether it is the phone in your pocket, an electric car on the highway, or a massive solar farm soaking up the sunset, none of them work unless we have a way to store that power. Think of a battery like a recipe. Right now, nearly every battery we build relies heavily on a single, expensive ingredient: lithium. This chart shows exactly how much battery power we are using globally. If you look at the 2023 TELMM, you can see a massive upward spike, illustrating the volume of battery demand for electric vehicles and power grids over the past decade. As that demand shoots higher and higher, relying on one specific element becomes a problem. Lithium is prone to wild price swings, and getting it requires navigating complex, easily disrupted global supply chains. Building a renewable future is simply impossible if the core ingredient we need remains rare, expensive, and geographically restricted. But what if we could take that rare ingredient and swap it out for something we can find almost anywhere, like table salt? Scientists have developed what is called a sodium-ion battery. They have swapped lithium ions for sodium ions, while leaving the rest of the battery's basic mechanics exactly the same. The scale of this resource is massive. Sodium is 1,000 times more common than lithium, and we can extract it from oceans and minerals found all over the globe. Because the chemical recipe is so similar to what we already make, factories can build these new batteries on the exact same assembly lines currently turning out lithium batteries. There is no need for billion-dollar factory upgrades to make the switch. This shift moves renewable energy away from a dependency on rare minerals and toward resources that are widely available to everyone. If you have ever taken your phone out in freezing weather, you might have watched the battery drain rapidly or just completely shut down. That vulnerability to the cold does not stop at your pocket. Freezing temperatures can reduce the range of electric vehicles and even threaten the stability of city power grids during winter cold snaps. Sodium ions are chemically different from lithium. In freezing environments, they face far less resistance moving through the liquid inside the battery, flowing smoothly while lithium gets sluggish and stuck. Even at a bitter -40 degrees Celsius, sodium batteries retain about 90% of their usable capacity. They do this without needing the expensive, power-draining internal heaters that lithium systems require to stay warm. This means winter energy storage changes from a major technical headache into something we can rely on in any weather. There is also the question of what happens at the end of a battery's life. Traditional lithium batteries use diverse chemical mixes that make recycling them complex and expensive. This graphic shows the simplified architecture inside a sodium-ion battery cell, detailing its modular internal design. This chemistry allows engineers to use cheap, recoverable aluminum foil to collect the electrical current on both sides of the battery. It avoids the need for expensive, hard-to-recycle copper. Thanks to that simplified design, recycling facilities can recover nearly 100% of the core materials, all without releasing toxic waste into the environment. This delivers on the promise of green technology. We can now build batteries that are clean to use and clean to break down and rebuild. As of 2026, these new batteries are moving out of the laboratory and directly onto mass production lines. This chart compares average battery pack costs by chemistry. Notice the drastic height difference between the lower sodium-ion costs on the left and the higher lithium-ion costs on the right. Major manufacturers have driven sodium cell costs down by roughly 60% compared to lithium. That price drop is now being used for two things: large-scale batteries that power entire cities and affordable cars that more families can actually buy. By swapping out a rare metal for one of the most common elements on Earth, we are making clean, reliable power accessible and affordable for everyone.